Eminem's highest rated solo album since The Eminem Show was his MMLP2 album, and a light revival contrary to what the mainstream and their minions love to spew. And if you don't like the album but listen to it entirely and have your reasons for not liking it, at least you listened and it's not for you, so kudos to you. But for those who didn't even listen to the album properly, skimmed through songs, missed all the content and formed their opinions based on what the mainstream was pushing, congratulations, you make a great NPC that's been programmed bug-free. So back to the point. Recovery and Kamikaze were also great albums, but for this decade, in my opinion, MMLP2 slightly edges out Recovery because we heard Eminem rap in ways we never heard before in his entire career. So it was pretty much an evolution of Eminem where he moved from being a king to a rap god. It was on MMLP2 that I believe rap from a technical perspective peaked, and no wonder more and more artists coming up these days would rather go towards mumble rap because where do you go from Eminem? It's best to change course entirely because surpassing him on his route is a lost cause at this point for anyone. Up to this point, Rap God still gets millions of views every week on YouTube as it crawls towards 1 billion streams on the platform, and I've predicted that it will go diamond in the United States in a few years. But one of my favorite songs of all time is Legacy from the album, and that's because of the content and what it signifies in Eminem's career. While rhyming on a strict rhyme scheme throughout the entire song, Eminem was able to summarize his life from the beginning to how he became Eminem, and this song has got more content in 4 minutes 56 seconds than the entire careers of many rappers including the usual suspects. Eminem starts by talking about how he was a kid that felt out of place, who didn't know how to fit in, and the fact that they moved from town to town with his mom made him a lonely kid because he didn't have enough time to build friendships before they had to move again. Loneliness wasn't the only problem. Missing his dad while also getting bullied at school added to the mix of mishaps. And during the first verse and the second, you can hear that the vocals sound like they were recorded with an old voice recorder. He also explores how in his quest to find something to do with his life, he stumbled on the idea of writing raps, and this became an outlet for him to be able to say how he felt and become tougher to deal with the world. Now, from an invisible kid who was probably called a creep more times than he could count, Eminem found something he was good at and began to get some attention, until he's now at the point where he's become the artist of a century, selling more albums than anyone or any group in the 21st century. And this is a global domination that has put the name Eminem at every corner of the world. From being underestimated and told he wouldn't amount to anything, he's now on top of the world, and the part where Eminem says, "Now you shut up, B, I'm talking," still gives me chills to this day anytime that part comes on, and you'd be surprised at how many people I've recruited with this song to become casual Eminem fans. The fact that the song wasn't a single means that it's mostly only those that bought the album that know of the song, and since the media focuses on showing Eminem as the guy that is just offensive for no reason, many of those I played the song to didn't even know that Eminem had songs like this, a song like Legacy that summarizes how and why he's this way, while also keeping you motivated, showing that a bad situation can turn around without you seeing it coming. This come-up story is also why I'm a huge Eminem fan, and shows that as long as you're alive, things can turn around, so perhaps it could also help those contemplating ending it. What are your thoughts? Tell us below, subscribe if you haven't, and see you in the next video.